Hey guys, my name is Ariel Doobie, and today we're going to be showing you guys how to make lasagna. So the ingredients that you'll need and the instruments are lasagna, lemon juice, so you can clean your meat, green and red bell pepper, cheese, I have Mexican style and mozzarella cheese, spices, cayenne pepper, all-purpose seasoning, seasoning salt, and Mrs. Dash with garlic and herb, salt, a strainer, and our meat, of course, which we will be using ground turkey. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna cut open this packaging so that we can get our turkey into our bowl. Now, what we're gonna do is we're gonna add some lemon juice to the meat so that we can clean it and it doesn't smell funky. So you're gonna need a spoon to mash the meat and get it to mix in with the lemon. And we're just gonna continue to do this till it's done. After you're done mixing your meat, you're going to put it in the strainer over a bowl so that you can drain out the liquids. So we're just going to, Okay. Now we're just going to press it and you can drain it. So that all the juices are out. So I moved to a spatula and I'm just pressing down on it now. So we can try to be SpongeBob with it here. Just kidding. So we can drain the juices a little more efficiently. Now, we're gonna start seasoning our meat so it can taste good. So I'm going to add some Mrs. Dash. It's a garlic herb like I mentioned previous. I'm just going to about that much. You can eyeball it, but showing you will help you understand what I'm talking about. Seasoning salt. You have to make sure your meat is well seasoned, otherwise it could ruin the entire thing. About that much. And you aren't restricted to these seasonings only. You can add other types of seasoning, like your favorite seasoning. It doesn't have to be just these. And we're gonna add a little spice to it. Now, depending on the type of person you are, you can add a little bit of this or you can add a lot. I like it when it's just a little spicy. Like, it doesn't have to be extreme for me. For you, it may be different. You might like it when it's super hot and burning your throat. So it's all up to your preference. So I'm just gonna mix this up. And it might be more efficient for you to mix with your hands than a spatula. So after washing my hands, I'm going to add a little bit more seasoning because I lack some, to make sure you add enough. And I'll start mixing with my hands. It's a little bit easier that way. Totally forgot to add some salt. Just a little bit, because you have all this seasoning, you don't need too much. So we're just going to Okay, now we're going to set aside our meat so we can chop up some green and red bell peppers. So I'm just going to take a section like so. Just about, I'll show you in a second. About this much or so. You can add more depending on how much you love red and green bell peppers, but this adds color and flavor. It'll make your lasagna look 10 times better. Add a little bit more. And now we're just going to chop them. So, and slice it into longer strips so it's easier to chop. Be careful when cutting. Have an adult do this for you if you are younger, trying to make lasagna. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna start frying our bell peppers and our meat. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna use extra virgin olive oil in our pan, so I'll just add some of that right now. What we're gonna do before we fry anything is we're gonna add some épices, which is a Haitian spice. It's a blend of spices. Most people from the Caribbean usually use this, and they probably know how to make it, but it's, you know, Haitians usually use this when they cook, like everything. So I have a little bit left because we use it so much. It adds a lot of flavor, so I have a little bit left, and we're gonna use some of this. If you would like a tutorial on it, we would be happy to provide one for you. So we're just gonna add a spoonful of this into the hot oil, and then we will add our bell peppers into the mix. Then after that, after they are a little fried, we can add our meat and start mixing it together. So let's do that. All right, so while we're having our meat mixed and cooked, we're going to boil our lasagna. So we're just going to take a pot and we're going to add some water and we're gonna boil our lasagna into it, and we will show you that right now. So now we're going to spread butter into our bowl that we're gonna be using to cook the lasagna in the oven. We're putting butter. The purpose of the butter is to make sure that it doesn't stick and easy cleanup afterwards. So we're going to take our pasta sauce, and that's the first layer of the whole thing. It should look like this. Next, we're going to take our pasta. So my pasta is a bit too big and it would be nice to drain it out as well. So we're just gonna cut our pasta because it's a little bit too big for this bowl. And you can just place it in there as well. All right, so we're just gonna keep continuing to clean up this layer. Meat. So we're just gonna take a spoon of this and just spread it out. And be sure to save some meat for the other layers. So now we're going to take our cheese and we're going to spread it across the meat. And be sure not to overdose on the cheese so that you can have enough for the other layers. Unless you have plenty of cheese, then overdose. Okay, so from here we're just going to continue on with the layers and spread some sauce. Then we're going to add our pasta along. You can alternate the way that you lay your pasta. You don't really have to, it doesn't change anything about it, but you can if you want. That's how I did it. And I'm cutting my pasta to fit my pot because it doesn't fit. And we're gonna add some meat. Basically just layering and doing the same thing over and over again. For the last layer, you're just going to add your pasta, then your sauce, and then your cheese as the finishing topping. After that, you can put it in the oven for about 350 degrees until the cheese on the top is boiling or bubbling. And this is our finished product, and this is what it should look like. So I hope you enjoyed this video and you learned how to make some lasagna. If you have any questions or comments, you can comment them down below. And like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.